Dadgum, people! Well, Karen Reed trial is over. I kind of slacked off the end. It was gone so long and got so much into the weeds. They had a mistrial. And a mistrial or a hung jury is basically you can't get a unanimous decision from the jury. They either all got to vote not guilty or all got to vote guilty. And if you have some saying not guilty and some saying guilty, you have a mistrial. I find it interesting they're not really releasing the number of not guilties and the number of guilties. A lot of times that information will get out and may come out later.
This is Judge Beverly Cannone. She just said that the jury is at an impasse in the Karen Reed murder trial. That jury walking in now. There you're looking live at Karen Reed. Of course, Reed is accused of...
If somebody was going to ask me, what do you think? Although the state had some questionable techniques, there were a few questionable witnesses, there's no doubt in my mind she hit him. Now, whether she hit him intentionally can be argued. When you get to intent in a person's mind, you have to prove that through certain facts. And I don't know if I'm at the point to where she hit him intentionally. Did she hit him in an act of rage and recklessness? I'm totally there. Did she hit him in a way because she was drunk and didn't know and maybe it was an accident? Yeah, I think she's there. Did she leave him in the snow intentionally? Absolutely. She made admission she hit him. They found blood and hair. She's guilty and she walked, which is okay. I mean, that's our jury system. But they're going to retry her and they're going to learn from their mistakes and they're going to get input on what they did wrong and what they shouldn't have. And everybody who has watched the trial and other attorneys and friends are going to give input on the trial. And the second trial will probably be shorter. And they're going to clear up the things they think that hurt them the most. The fact that these attorneys can sit here and say that she's innocent and the cops framed her is kind of laughable to me. Look, I'm all for holding government accountable. And I'm all for if government is doing misdeeds that they should be called out and held accountable. I will say it's kind of interesting that the cop, Michael Proctor, I think the one that's involved in this, was just fired from the department. Now, everybody's going to look that he was fired because they hid a murder. That's not true. If they were arresting people, then I would believe that. But he was fired probably for interfering with the case. He probably did something behind the scene. He probably said something that he violated policy and it hurt the case. And because he hurt the case, they said, you know what? Fuck you. So he was fired. Does that mean there was a big conspiracy? No. He's not charged with a crime. If it was a big conspiracy and all the cops did this, it would be national news. I know there's an investigation that nobody knows about into this case, but the investigation wasn't, we don't know if it was that all the cops planned. I could be totally wrong. I still think she hit him with the car and she left him. I don't care what the cops did afterwards, and I don't care what they covered up. She was drunk. She was angry. She hit him. She left him in the snow. He died. She was the last person with the victim. And she found the victim in a snowy storm where nobody else could see him. She did it. You can all believe what you want, but, if you're a victim's family and you watch the person that do it go free, that's not good.
Hitting her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, in January of 2022 and leaving him to die. Her attorneys say this is all a police cover, an 8-week-long trial. They have twice now told the judge that they are deadlocked. Rodriguez instructions asking them to look at arguments from the other side, a final push to come to a verdict. Again, she said the jury had been at an...
I would like to know more about the thing. This was a pretty long case. You had 29 days of testimony, 657 different exhibits marked as evidence, 74 different witnesses who testified. Now, I know you can't hold it against the client for not taking the stand because that's your right not to take the stand. I'm telling you, most innocent people take the stand. You can say it's your right and it can't be held against you. She didn't take the stand because she couldn't explain why she said I hit him. She didn't take the stand because she couldn't explain how the car got home, what she did. There were so many questions that she could not clear up. And the defense knew that if she took the stand, the juror wouldn't believe their bullshit about the cops. And that's why she didn't take the stand. I get it. It's her right. Everybody's going to be bitching at me about I believe in the Constitution and how can I... It's her right. It doesn't make her innocent. And it doesn't confirm that the cops beat him up and killed him, and she's just some innocent fall person that they set her up. That's just ridiculous in my mind. Karen retrial's over. They're going to retry her, so it's not really over. Her attorney's closing comments to the media was funny.
What it looks like when you bring false charges against an innocent person. The Commonwealth did their worst. They brought the weight of the state based on spurious charges.
She's nodding her head. She knows she did it. She got good attorneys. She was briefed on how to appear confident and that she's a poor victim. If you believe that witnesses got together, saw her car out front, she lied saying she didn't drop him off the last time she saw him was at the bar. Her taillights broke. She keeps trying to justify the taillights broke. She leaves him in the snow. She calls her friend. She admits she hit him, and the cops set her up. That's just ridiculous. Look, the defense did a good job. I think we need defense attorneys like this to hold the state accountable. I think it's too easy for the state to convict people and put people in prison. However, I thought there was more than enough evidence to prove that the state didn't get together with 100 different people and try and frame this innocent woman who had nothing to do with this guy's death. That's just crazy to me, but whatever. People can believe what they want.
Based on compromised investigation and investigators and compromised witnesses. This is what it looks like. And guess what? They failed. They failed miserably, and they'll continue to fail.
If they failed so miserably, it would have been a unanimous not guilty. So this is a lot of talk. This, if everybody went not guilty, would be a better speech. But even if everybody went not guilty, doesn't mean she's innocent. Everybody voted not guilty on OJ. It's well known that he absolutely did it. But people, wherever they want to stand, they can stand, I guess.
No matter how long it takes, no matter how long they keep trying, we will not stop fighting.
So this is giving him bargaining power. That statement there is telling the prosecution, you better be planning on spending money and don't think. A lot of attorneys, once they get this acquittal, they drop out and then their client has to get a new attorney because they're like, this was just too much work for not guilty. We got our win. We proved that we're good. We can only lose from here. If we go back against the state again and we lose, now we look bad. Right now, we look like heroes. So this was kind of like bluffing the prosecution that we're going to fight all the way. Either she's getting money or she's getting donations or they found a way to make easy money. My guess is they won't. If they retry, they're not going to keep the case. But I could be wrong.
We have no quit.
Alan, you're going to stay on?
Go ahead.
I just have two things to say, folks. Number one, I am in awe of the strength and courage of this remarkable client that I've had the privilege of representing since day one. And number two, I want to send a message to all of her supporters out there. Your support was invaluable. We are touched, and we ask for your continued support. I'm not from Texas.
Yeah, see, they need to continue support because that's what swayed the jury, and that's what confused the jury. If the support dies down in the next trial, when this is old news, they won't be able to play on that.
Texas, like my colleague here, I'm a Boston kid, but I'll repeat what he said, which is, we ain't got no quit.
All right, Karen retrial, mistrial. Everybody can put in the comments, Rick, you were wrong, see? Okay, whatever. Y'all have a good day.